Part of greatness absolutely is the great plays, the unbelievable goals, the fantastic saves, the clutch moments. Yes, all of that stuff does make you great. But the other side of greatness is the everyday grind. You become a meat grinder that goes to work every day and comes away with wins. Even if they aren't the cleanest, even if they aren't the best, you find ways to success. And that is something that the Avs are, in fact, great with. Avs win over the Nashville Predators 4-2. The Avs putting up over 40 shots is not unusual this year. That's part of what makes them consistently great. On home ice, they're still undefeated in regulation, and they pretty regularly take care of teams. 3-1, 4-1, 4-2 like this game is. This is just routine for the Avs. Consistency makes you great. And something the Avs are doing fairly consistent this year, I've never seen them do before at this rate. They score in the first 2 minutes again in this one. The initial breakout here is a bit of a mess from Josh Manson. He tries to use his legs to get to the neutral zone, which I like, but he ultimately falls over and things kind of become a chaos monster in the neutral zone. The Avs don't panic. MacKinnon recovers the puck, they reset, and everything is fine. Part of why the Avs are so successful is they stay calm in those moments. They get the puck to MacKinnon, and we haven't seen a ton of this year from Nathan, but every once in a while, get him the puck and get out of his way. He's going to go in, drive, and just beat Annan and clean. Sorry, brother, Nathan MacKinnon's just better than your whole hockey team. The Avs would lead for the rest of the game, never relinquishing it from there. That's what greatness looks like. And I know Nashville's not a great team, but you hold them to under 30 shots in this game, and at 5-on-5, this game wasn't even remotely close. Or should I say even strength? The Avs' next goal comes at 4-on-4 about halfway through the period. Avs have just taken a penalty to even up the game at 4-on-4, a defensive zone faceoff that they win and immediately spring themselves on. Girard reloads a little bit to get it to Makar to create a bit of space, and just like that, it's essentially a 3-on-2 for the Avs up the ice with Makar. Drury cuts to the middle and decides to pull the trigger. This is a shot that's not particularly great and going wide, but sometimes you shoot the puck and it hits off of somebody's knee, and good things happen for you. Is that goal fortunate? Absolutely, but good breaks go to teams who earn them, go to players who earn them. Compared to Jack Drury's time in Colorado last season, he's shooting the puck almost a full shot more per 60. More shots create more opportunities for good things to happen. Drury's never going to be a massive producer, and we see long-term the Avs may like him more as a 4C than a 3C. But when you combine his Colorado time, last year he played 33 games, this year so far he's played 32. In that time frame, he's put up 20 points in 65 games. That puts him on about the same pace as his career high would be, and by far his highest goal scoring pace within an 82-game stretch. Colorado is effectively finding the way to get the most out of these guys, whether they're playing up the lineup or down the lineup, whether they have some slow streaks, they're still getting the quality minutes. The thing about that 4-on-4 is it came from an Avs power play where they took a penalty on it, which, to be fair, with as bad as the Avs power play is, might be a good strategy in the immediate. The Avs seem to be significantly better 4-on-4 than they are on a real power play. The downside of that, though, is you have to go on the penalty kill after the fact, and the Avs relinquish that goal back. The ensuing penalty kill, the Avs are chasing a good bit in their own zone here, not really keeping up with the puck movement of Nashville effectively. It's not that big of a deal. It's a penalty kill. Sometimes you have to chase a little bit. But you see the Avs box clamps down here, and there's a couple of things here. Yeah, on the backside of this play, I know it looks like Jack Drury's behind his man, but it's a penalty kill. You have to cover things. In the Avs F1, they almost always play out high to cover the point. So this is almost exclusively on Devon Toews to not let this pass get through. Manson's taking the top of the crease pass to the backside, and Parker Kelly, in a perfect world, maybe he slides over as Jack Drury takes the high guy. But really, you're asking Devon Toews to stop this pass from getting through. When it gets through, it's a tough spot. Even after relinquishing that goal, the Avs still have the best penalty kill in the league, so I'm just not going to be that mad about that. It's great that their penalty kill looks that good on the whole. Don't let this become a common occurrence, but you're fine. It's really your power play that needs to be better. And that is the other side of this consistency for the Avs. Almost everywhere but the power play, they're consistently great, but consistency cannot be a great thing too. The power play continues to be consistently bad. Even when it looks good, if it doesn't score, at this point, it's bad. Everyone has already thrown out their ideas to fix it. We've talked in circles about it for this entire season, and a good portion of last season too. we're just kind of sitting around waiting for it to get better. At this point, you can only talk about things so much. The Avs find more interesting solutions to avoid the power play, though. They scored the 4-on-4 goal. Why not score on a delayed penalty 6-on-5? The power of the delayed penalty. How do the Avs look great in literally every situation but their own real power play? They get the zone clean. MacKinnon strong on the puck, is able to keep it in. A bit of a crazy pass there, but it gets through. Colton's able to collect it, and the Avs are set up with the man advantage on the delayed penalty. Girard tries to slip a pass through. It does not work. It gets redirected. Not called possession, and I think that's the right call. The puck floats to the middle of the ice, and oh look, Victor Olofsson uncovered there, collects it, and puts a great shot to get the goal. Is there more good fortune for the Avs? Yes, but if Victor Olofsson's not in the right spot doing the work to be in a dangerous area, that bounce doesn't come to him. And if he doesn't have a quality finish on that play, we're talking about it as a missed opportunity, but it goes in the back of the nets, and the Avs get that 2-goal lead back. Great to see Olofsson put one in the back of the net, too. You need that from him. It had been far, far too long since his last goal. We've talked a little bit about this being a guy that might be playing for his spot in the lineup in a world where LOC gets back, but LOC kind of seems like he's in a mercurial spot. It's not exactly clear what his timeline is at this point, so Olofsson probably has some more runway, and doing stuff like that, it's good stuff. And I know Olofsson's goals have come in bunches, so it feels a little bit weird this year, but he does have 7 goals on the season, and at current pace, that's an 18-goal season. If he gets to that, I mean, frankly, you're happy as is, even with some of the lack of production. But if he has an 18-goal season, that's real quality for the Avs. That gives the Avs a 2-goal lead going into the third period, and the third period is where the Avs' greatness truly shows. They are the best third period team in the NHL, and it's irrelevant from the game state. If the Avs are trailing in the third, they're the best team in the NHL. If the Avs are tied in the third, they're the best team in the NHL. In this game's case, the Avs are leading in the third. They are the best team in the NHL. They outshoot the Predators 15-8 in the third period while they hold a 2-goal lead on them. It's incredibly impressive stuff. This isn't what's supposed to happen. The team behind is supposed to be desperate and creating tons of offense and looking dangerous, and instead, the Avs just bury teams in the third period. It's a pretty perfect balance, too, I think. The Avs want to play offense and create those dangerous chances, but they also back it off to the right balance of not making crazy decisions, making sure they're comfortable on their own back end. You're not seeing a Brent Burns get caught in the defensive end in a third period with a lead. You're not seeing those silly mistakes, at least while the game is relevant for the Avalanche. That leads to a Val Nichushkin empty netter, and then they do give up a meaningless goal because ex-player curse, of course. I think it's fair to have a little bit of concern of how often Sam Girard is making that bad decision at the blue line with the pinch and getting burned for it, but this goal just did not matter to this game at all. Game was over, Avs were ready to go on to the next one, and frankly, so was Nashville. So that's a stat patter for Jost, and the Avs win. Wedgwood, after a bit of shakiness in the last game and coming back from whatever that injury stuff was, looked great in this game. And all of these things are talking points, or maybe not all of them, but most of them are things I've talked about before, repeatedly, game to game to game for the Colorado Avalanche, and that's what makes this greatness. Oh, by the way, Nathan MacKinnon still leads the NHL in pretty much every meaningful offensive category, so you have that too. We've known for the whole season, but it's becoming completely undeniable. Everyone sees the Avs' greatness now, and it's believable that the Avs can maintain some of this. Yes, they're not going to end the season with 4 regulation losses or whatever ridiculous number, but I think it's clear to everyone that the Avs are the team to beat in the NHL. That is the end of this game video review. Thank you for watching. Head on over to thednvr.com for all of our coverage. I am Rudo, and greatness, I could get used to this.